Not only is there a 27-year age gap between Wendi Deng and her boyfriend Bertold, but the male model also happens to be 64 years younger than her former husband Rupert Murdoch. In an era when the president of France is married to a woman 24 years his senior, this may not be as shocking as it once might have been, but for Wendi it's a major reversal in relationship dynamics. Yet it seems that this most unlikely couple, who were first seen publicly together more than 12 months ago, are still going strong. They were pictured this week canoodling on a yacht in the Caribbean. Wendi leaned close to Bertold while they sipped wine and listened to a band on the island of St. Barts, where she has a holiday home and they are expected to see in 2018. Wendi had this incredible ambition coupled with lack of self-consciousness. She got to California and she wanted to social climb. Former professor. Perhaps Wendi was also sending a message to Murdoch that she has moved on following their split 4 years ago. The media tycoon, 86, is now married to Mick Jagger's ex-Jerry Hall, 61. If eyebrows were raised when that pair tied the knot in March 2016, Wendi came close to trumping them when she was first seen strolling hand-in-hand with her Hungarian toyboy, 22. At the end of that year, the couple are thought to have met at a function in New York where Wendi, 49, has a £36 million home which was part of her divorce settlement. Bertold, a rising star of the catwalk, is also based in the city. At first glance the pair don't have much in common, but there are parallels in the ways in which Wendi Deng and Bertold have enjoyed meteoric rises. Both come from modest backgrounds which they escaped in order to seek their fortunes in the US. Bertold was born in the town of Misoberini, in central Hungary, where he was raised by his mother Varga, who works for a transport company, having divorced his father when her son was a baby. From an early age he wanted to be a basketball player and compete in the NBA league, Varga said this year. His heroes were Michael Jordan and other players. Bertold turned to modeling only because, at a fairly lofty 6'2", he was nevertheless too short to make it as a professional basketball player. His big break came in 2014 when he posed for a fashion shoot for Vogue on the banks of the Danube in the Hungarian capital Budapest. He was snapped up by a New York agency and was soon in demand. He has since fronted campaigns for Versace and Ralph Lauren and walked the runway for other top designers such as Calvin Klein, Givenchy, and Armani. He and Wendi are said to have been introduced by mutual friends as far back as May 2016 but were first pictured together at an event hosted by British supermodel Naomi Campbell. They later dressed up as ghouls for a Halloween party, with the photo appearing on Bertold's Instagram page. On Instagram, where he describes himself as a certified personal trainer and health coach, he now has 36,000 followers. His relatively mature girlfriend enjoyed a similarly giddy rise from humble beginnings. Born the daughter of the manager of an engineering factory in the city of Suzhou, she was originally named Deng Wenj, which was a common name in China meaning Cultural Revolution and chosen to demonstrate her parents' adherence to Maoist principles. But in her teens she began using the more Western-sounding Wendi Deng. She has spoken of studying hard under the watchful eye of her strict mother to get ahead in class. It enabled her to make the most of new opportunities in her homeland, but even then it's claimed she had an eye on the West and focused on learning English. Wendi attended medical school where she met Jake Sherry, an American whose work had taken him and his wife Joyce to the Far East. The pair took the ambitious 19-year-old Chinese girl under their wing and helped Wendi apply to study economics in the US. At some stage Wendi began an affair with Jake, who was 31 years her senior, and he was kicked out by his furious wife. Wendi and Sherry set up home together and were married in 1990, also allowing her to secure a green card so she could stay permanently in the US, but it was short-lived. By now the boyish, functional haircut that Wendi had when she was growing up in China had been replaced by a sleek, modern look, and she wore stylish clothes. It was an alluring mix of East and West that continues to serve her well. A former professor said, she had this incredible ambition coupled with lack of self-consciousness. She got to California and she wanted to social climb. Wendi began seeing another man closer to her own age, a relationship that spelled the end of her first marriage, and in 1995 she enrolled on a management course at the prestigious Yale School of Management. Fate took another turn when she landed a management job with Star TV, a satellite station in Hong Kong owned by Rupert Murdoch. At the time the tycoon was apparently happily married to Anna, his wife of 32 years, but after meeting Wendi he too was soon smitten. Murdoch rocked his family by leaving Anna for Wendi, and the couple moved into an apartment that was said to be the most expensive in New York. Wendi faced gold digger accusations as she tied the knot with the age tycoon in 1999, just 17 days after his divorce. His children are said to have loathed her. Typically, Wendi shrugged off the disapproval and got on with being a billionaire's wife. "As for what other people think of me, I could worry about that every day, but I choose not to," she once said. The next decade she was constantly at Murdoch's side. Wendi ran several homes, bore him 2 daughters, Grace and Chloe, and said to have advised the media mogul on business. But as time went on, the marriage began to fall apart. There were reports of tantrums and blazing rows. Intriguingly, rumors also began circulating that Wendi had developed a crush on Tony Blair. The former PM has always denied any impropriety, but Murdoch is said to have been jealous. In 2013 he filed for divorce and his former wife ended up with a multi-million-dollar settlement. Not only was Wendi rich beyond her wildest dreams but also free to play the field again. There were whispers she was dating Vladimir Putin, but this time Wendi sprang a surprise by going for the other end of the age spectrum, entered the then 20-year-old Bertold. His mother, who is 3 years younger than Wendi, has so far been coy about sharing her views on her son's choice of girlfriend. "It's his life," Varga remarked recently, refusing to reveal if she gives her blessing. But if she knows anything about the formidable Miss Deng's history, Varga will realize it is pointless to try to stand in her